Hello, beautiful wild hearts. My name is Even Wildheart, and dark moon, new moon love to you all as we sit in this portal of transformation through the Leo dark moon and new moon. Leo fixed fire, burning the long burn at this time, especially, here in the Southern Hemisphere in Imbolc as well. So it's like, it's like that double fire energy of creation and transformation. And so I sit here in this portal of transformation and in deep reflection, actually, of what has happened. What has happened? What has happened in the last 2 years? What has happened in the last 6 months? It's been pretty wild. We've all experienced this shifting of not just consciousness, but it feels like a shifting of how we thought our world to be. It's been massive, and how that's looked for a lot of people. It's just not in the collective, sense of how our world is meant to, has been, how our world was and how it is, but also individually. You hear a lot of relationship shifts, a lot of career shifts, a lot of people physically moving locations. It's been massive. We're in a massive point of cultural and individual transformation process. And so I wanted to come here tonight and speak to what the cracks of it for me, if I was to narrow it all down, and what's showing up for me in the last 6 months. Of it feels like I've got this bigger picture of what this has all been about for me, and it's come down to the worthiness wound. I've spoken about this worthiness wound before on this channel, and it's really hit home. It's really, I feel like my eyes are wide open to this self-witnessing. And when you do, this like shamanic type work, you get worked by the work. You can't help but being taken by it. And anybody that thinks that they can just be a teacher or a space holder or whatever and not be affected by whatever they're teaching, it doesn't work like that. And so for me, journeying with the Dark Goddess in the Evoking Inanna journey, time and time again, it's just a constant stripping back and getting down and dirty to be able to enter the underworld stripped bare and naked and bad low. And so within that, we become very good at the witness perspective, and to really hold ourselves, and to not get caught up in our woundings, but to witness them for what they are. And, to watch what part do we play in that, and what part does the environment play in it, or how we've given our power away and all the rest of it. And so for me, this worthiness wound has shown up, especially this round of Invoking Inanna, because we're now in the underworld with the butterfly journey hearts, and to watch my creative process. Now, a part of the journey is that we create, we map our journey down through the gates into the underworld, and it's been really fascinating. I feel that this is a culmination, I can't even say that properly, of all the stuff that's been happening in the last 2 years for me in particular, and just going, oh my God, I can see how I am afraid to take up space and why that happens. I have kept myself small by talking myself down from fully expressing or showing up who I am. I have kept myself small because I'm afraid to, what happens if I get it wrong? I have kept myself small because what happens if I can't support the family? I've kept myself, and all this self-talk that I've done, it's just like, oh my goodness, I've just got this whole new layer insight to it all. And of course, it's been there all my life. And I would say that most of us have some kind of thread of feeling unsafe in showing up to who we fully are and our full expression. Because, one, we've been taught that because it's so much more easier to control people if they're afraid of showing up in their full power. And we see that in birth, we see that at our rites of passage through menopause and menarche and all mothering. Like we've so much programming that goes on to hold ourselves, just to teach us, to programming to that we shouldn't be showing up in who we are and have full expression of who we are because of, the sisterhood wound, because of all sorts of reasons that we tell ourselves. And so I've sat in this and I've witnessed myself in it and just gone, oh my goodness. I've seen it, how it shows up in my relationships. I've seen how it shows up in, my work, my mothering, my body. It's like all these channels that this thing, this like a virus of unworthiness has shown up or penetrated through the channels of my being. And I've really taken the time to go, where the fuck is this coming from? Where did this come from? And I sat in it and it came to, if I show up in my full expression of myself, I'm going to die and leave my children orphan. Like, that's what it came to. And it's like, oh my God, it feels like the witch wound that if I show up in my full power, I'm going to be burnt at the stake or hung from a tree. That's what it feels like. Like it's like almost like cutting off at my throat, a full expression of who I am. So, under this dark moon, I let go of that. I let go of the worthiness wound with ease and grace. Two very important words when you're saying dark moon prayers, ease and grace. Because, whatever, you're calling in or letting go will show up for you to lean into, and that's the point. And also, just thanking those challenges and for showing us, and I'm using it as a tool. So anytime that I'm feeling wobbly in some kind of thing that I've called in, or a dream or opportunity that I'm thinking, oh my God, and then all of a sudden I have this flip of, oh, I can't do this. Like I'm going through this right now actually, where I've dreamt up all these amazing things and I'm going yes, and all of a sudden I was like, but who am I to say that? Who am I to do that? Blah, 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 not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Just to go, okay, that there is a sign that I'm getting close. I'm getting close to breaking through. And so using it, flipping it on its head, we call it the loyal soldier, reassigning the loyal soldier into, into saying that any time that comes up, that means it's a good thing that I'm getting closer, not that when every time that comes up, I'm going to listen to that. But actual fact, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go, yep, that's a sign. That's a sign that we're getting close. So I hope this is helpful for people. I hope this is helpful for you. And what also we need to do, what I feel that is to be a champion of each other. To when you see your brother or your sister, out there showing up and just saying, you know what, I'm just going to show up anyway, no matter what, and to champion them on, to say, hey, yes, I see you, well done, we want to see you up. We want to see your light. We want to see you shine, because when you do, you light up the world, for the greater good of all of us, and for those children, those great-grandchildren, the great-grandchildren to come, and for our earth. We need to, to stand up and to say, fuck it, I'm just going to show up anyway, even if I'm shaky. And it's our job, to hold each other in that with love from our heart. Let's do that. And this Leo new moon cycle, let's call that in. Let's call us in to show up for each other and to love each other and to just be a champion for each other. And, so what if someone, just gets really shaky, or they say the wrong thing, or whatever, just go, but you showed up, and well done to that, and well done to you for doing that, because I see you, and thank goodness we're doing that and leaning into the wobbliness of showing up in our light. Yes, here's to you under this portal of transformation of the dark new moon in Leo. From my heart to your heart, burn bright, shine bright, and step out of that fucking old story of we're not good enough, because that is just, now we can't afford to do that anymore. We need to show up and to bring our gifts and our medicine to, to hold the children and the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, to leave them with a earth that is just so fucking delicious to live in, and divine. And it is divine, but to really, to polish that shine. All right. Thank you for listening. All right. So much love to you all. Okay, bye.